To this briefing about a groundbreaking solution for sustainable actions and this collaboration between SEB and Deedster. We will start off with SEB giving us some background about the collaboration. And then afterwards, Deedster will tell us a little bit more about the solution. And after that, we'll finally have some time for any questions. So I'm going to just start off by handing over to SEB and Eha and Ragnar.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Eha. It's better to use only a first name, so it's quite long second name. So my name is Eha. I work for SEB Baltic as a brand and sustainability manager. I'm really happy and proud to be here. And Ragnar, maybe you can introduce yourself as well.
Yes, of course. Hello, my name is Ragnar. I am the Chief Product Owner for digital products at SEB.
And we are here to present you, I would say, like a really unique and different application we have just launched yesterday in the Baltics. I hope you can see my screen. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, all good. So the application name is My Footprint SEB, and just take some minutes before we start to talk about our just launched app. Let's talk about just a bit our background. Most probably you all know that sustainability has been like a heavily part of SEB CNA already for several years. And it's the same in not only like in Sweden, but it's the same in the Baltics as well. The one thing what we would like to point out today is like one thing is what SEB by ourselves, what we could do as what's our direct impact for this climate part and all this the sustainability topic. One thing is what we could do. But the bigger impact, what we see is actually coming via our own customers. So we can even say that it's approximately like 95% of this impact is coming via these activities what we are doing for our customers. So in one hand is this all this how we promote our this entrepreneurship and climate change and the environment part. Secondly is what kind of sustainable offerings we have. For example, green leasing, and we just launched a green home loan in Latvia and Lithuania and so on. So this is the second is. And the third one, of course, is what we are doing with our corporate this customers. So supporting them in businesses and educating. But if you are now talking about this app, so it's more about like for private segments, and we are now talking about like 3 countries. So it's Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. And one part is sustainability, what I covered. The second part is what is really relevant for SEB is digital excellence. And Ragnar, you can give a couple of words.
Yeah, so that is as I am also responsible for the open banking in SEB, so we see it not only as like a separate cooperation project, or we see it like evolution in our digital development as well. So far we have been focused mostly on building up our own digital services, and there has been several different evolutions of this, the latest being this like omni-channel experience. And now when we are moving into this open banking ecosystems, then we see that there is so much more value in cooperation. And this is one example of our projects where we saw that sustainability is one integral part of our own strategy, our identity, how we want it to be. And then we started to look how can we actually cooperate with somebody in order to build something together. So that's like the reason that we don't see it only as a sustainability project or a topic what we are supporting, but we see that this is part of our way how we want to cooperate and how we want to bring new solutions to our customers as well.
Mm-hmm. And And one thing is like SEB's mission regarding this sustainability and digitalization. But the second, what is as a background information is actually the current situation in the Baltics. And here you can see like one research results. It's carried out by our media agency called Havas, and it's party of that you can see that it's one question was in the survey talking about the saving the planet, and the question was that whose job is this, and you can see that on the right side respondents who is saying that yes, I think this is relevant topic, and I think that we all have to change our behaviors, and I'm ready to take responsibility, or I'm ready to change this something in my daily habits and so on. And on the left side, you can see the respondents who said that, yeah, I think this is important topic, but I think that somebody else needs to do the job. So I think it's like government or companies to find the solutions how to save the planet. And why I presented it, you can see that it's quite a huge difference if you compare the results, for example, in Sweden and in Baltics, and especially in Lithuania, you can see, and Latvia, you can see that people are ready to change something, but they would like or they prefer like somebody else will take care of it. So this is the background when we started this find like a perfect solution. What should we do? How we could educate this mass segment or mass market? What could we provide from ourselves, from our side? And this is the background when we started to work about like a year ago. And now the end result is already here. And now we can talk about already this app. What is launched?
Yeah, and when we looked at the market, at what kind of solutions are there in the like already made, ready-made, or something that where we have some practices. So a lot of solution providers were only focused on measuring the footprint. And when we were doing our research, so then we saw as well that while important, it's not the whole picture. So as Eha said, there is a lot to do regarding the awareness. People don't believe that they themselves can make any difference, so they're looking for some other companies or somebody else to take those steps. So that's why we luckily found Deedster, who has both footprint calculations, but more importantly, what I think is very unique in this tool is the gamification elements that will guide customers and users in taking some first steps already themselves in order to change their habits and behavior to make a small difference themselves on their own personal carbon footprint.
And maybe the last thing from our side is this is really unique tool in the Baltics. Nobody else hasn't launched it, or we don't have anything to use here, and we are launching it as a white label app. So it means like you don't need to be, or you don't have to be like SEB customers to use it. So everybody can download and start to use it, and this is. We think that this is really important to have this kind of like practical tool for everyone. And actually,
thank you, Eha and Ragnar. So we have from Deedster side, we have the CEO Niklas Persson. Could you maybe tell us a little about your experience in engaging customers with tech solutions?
Yes, indeed, and thank you. And to start with, the congratulations, Ea and Ragnar, for taking this really important step and assuming leadership in the market as a bank to really create engagement and be part of the sort of the movement and acceleration towards sustainable living with this initiative. So that's a great job. So choosing Deedster, just as Ragnar pointed out, we have focused on actually creating engagement with larger audiences in climate action. We have tuned this digital platform and these tools over 5-6 years now, with different audiences. And it's pretty much built out by three different building blocks, and we have a few slides to speak to that. But it starts with awareness. It's built on awareness, learning, and actions, where the ultimate goal is to actually create engagement and get citizens and individuals to start changing behavior, which is the ambition also by SEB in the Baltic market to actually make a difference. But in order to do that in the right way, it starts with awareness. To introduce the element of the individual climate footprint, you need a granular climate carbon calculator. So that is the first part of the experience, built on a large amount of data, and with some interaction with the user, we can present a quite accurate climate footprint presented in a number to the user. It is built on a range of lifestyle questions, climate calculations. It's built on national climate data for each and one of the Baltic countries. It's based on local market data, so we can be quite precise when it comes to impact from petrol, also from local energy providers, from public transportation in these countries. So we actually land in a pretty good place. We present the footprint in a spiderweb diagram like this, that can be interactive. So it allows the user to really get into the nuts and bolts and the details of their footprint. So the first part, obviously quite important, awareness, but then the work actually starts. There is so much curiosity among people, among citizens. So what is this about? What is fact and what is myth? What is right and wrong? What is a good choice for me as a consumer? What should I try to think about on a daily basis? And we have seen that presenting this kind of facts and knowledge in a quiz format is really powerful. It's easily consumed by the user. It's entertaining. It gets immediate reward on answering these questions. And we see that the learning element is very strong as we measure audiences before and after going through these quiz formats, and we get really interesting results when it comes to knowledge and acquiring knowledge. So that's the next part of this user experience, going through a landscape, sort of in a digital landscape, and learning about sustainability and climate. The last part, being action, is so, as I now have insights about my own footprint, about how things work around sustainability and climate, what can I do as an individual on a daily basis to make a difference? And we call them deeds in the app. So it's actionable insights that I can do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. Some of them you do perhaps only once or twice in a year. Larger changes in your consumption, but it all sums up to sort of a change in mindset for the consumer, where some things are really easy to do. It is putting sustainable behavior sort of on top of agenda for the consumer. And it's also designed to be entertaining and exciting and fun, because we've seen that dealing with climate change and sustainability can be quite painful and sometimes connected with both agony and pain. This experience needs to be entertaining, needs to be positive, and we focus on upsides for individuals with this app. So that is, in essence, what the user experience is about: awareness and quite precise data input. That will be even more interesting as we're going to connect these calculations based on transactions and potentially digital receipts at some point, which means that the impact part, the awareness part, can be more or less automated, which is, I think, the next stage in the rollout with SEB in the spring. Then it is about learnings and tapping into the curiosity and the energy with citizens, and then go to action, actually do things and see how reasonably easy it can be to start changing behavior and be part of the transition to sustainable living.
This is so exciting, and SEB Baltics really are in the forefront here, leading the way. But Niklas, what is your view on what is banks' responsibility versus the individual, and what role can the banks actually play here?
And I think that is the really important part here, where SEB SEB has identified it, and the opportunity to play a leading role in this transition. Banks being at the heart of trade as the very enabler of consumption, having access to large amounts of data, having customers on digital tools and digital platforms. They are very well positioned to actually present these insights and this guidance to consumers and citizens, to their customers. They also have the trust with their customer in the customer base to present true numbers, to be accurate, to protect on the data integrity side, to protect the individual's data. And it's also a place where consumers, they are in contact with the bank on a daily, on a weekly basis. So this is the right place to actually acquire and get this kind of information, this kind of guidance that you need in your transition. And people are really looking for this. People want to understand what they can do for the climate and how they can make a difference. And I think the bank's role is really important in this transition.
So do you see a future where most banks will adopt some form of tech solution to help their customers?
There is no doubt about that. We see front runners pretty much in every market. To be honest, maybe we didn't expect our neighbors in the Baltic states to actually be the front runner in this part of the world, in the Nordics or let's say North Europe. But here we are, and today SEB in the Baltic states, they go as front runners in this. But in 2-3 years, this kind of data, this kind of information, this kind of guidance will be on pretty much every bank platform. That's for sure.
So it's going to be very interesting to see the results coming next year then with SEB Baltics. What do you expect, Eha and Ragnar, to be the outcome?
I can comment from marketing perspective that firstly, we really saw the gap that between that everybody is talking about sustainability, even the big corporates, but one like real practical tool was missing. And first, we really would like to, of course, see that the word will spread. We will start to calculate, of course, like downloading the app and so on. But at the same time, we really would like to develop the app in further on. So add more functionalities there, or add more challenges. Because one thing is that you are downloading the app, but our purpose is that people really start to use it. So it would be like a part of their daily habits. And so it is like educational part, and the second part is like being like their supporter and advisor in sustainability. This is our goal.
And if I may add, of course, we as a bank, we are an important part of the society. We are transforming our own way of working using clean energy and going to paperless service wherever we can. But we saw that as we have 2 million customers in the Baltics, so there is so much that we can do also to help to actually make some sort of meaningful transformation inside the society. And as you saw in the graph what Eha presented, not everybody is ready to make this change today. So with this app and with the communication that is coming together with this application, we hope to change that as well. So it's not maybe so much important how many people are downloading or using it, but more will they actually start to have some sort of meaningful change in their life and then to build the awareness about the society. So when we started to have a discussion about this project within the bank as well, so the initial reactions what I got was that not everybody can change their heating system in their home because it's very expensive, and nobody really realized that there are many smaller steps that you can make in order to make, maybe of course it's not maybe so significant, but still makes a difference. And when you add together 100 or 200,000 private persons, it's already quite a big number.
Yeah. So I have another question for Niklas about the solution itself. I mean, you've been working on this for many years, but what is the difference now? I mean, I think I heard about the national data. Can you explain a little bit about what's better about it now?
Absolutely. What has happened during these years that we increasingly get access to quality data, both from a let's say a climate calculations perspective, but also as we're looking into transactions and base the climate impact and the footprints on transactions and other data too. We can actually present a quite accurate footprint, and as we have an accurate footprint, then it becomes easier to provide the guidance, because we can be quite personalized when we can get a quite good view of the user and present the user with very relevant guidance and insights. So that is a difference. And then, as we've seen that, okay, awareness is good, but to create engagement, you really need to work with the user experience and the user journey, if you like, how you introduce this topic to the user, and how you keep the interest, and how you trigger the user to come back and do this over and over again. And I think the work we've done with large organizations, all over the world, has really taught us how to create that kind of attention, and again, do it all over again. So, but I think the development continues. We access more and more data.
That's my next question. What's in the future? What can you make? What can you do better?
It is about being accurate, and there is also a continuous evolvement of how to interpret climate data. There is continuous research going on what is actually better and what is actually worse, and you need to be quite pay attention to research in that sense. So to have a research capacity within the organization is important to actually interpret all the information that comes, so you can be as up to date as you possibly can to your audiences, because it can be confusing sometimes, and it's sometimes not black and white, what is good and what is bad. And we need to acknowledge that and work with that, and make sure that we can stay on top of the development, and keep our customers and users on top of this development, and always to try to engage more, or instill more action and more engagement.
Thank you, Niklas. I don't see any questions coming up in the chat. Do we have any questions from anybody? Okay. Do you want to final word maybe from Eha and Ragnar, and final word from Daniel? Sorry, Niklas.
So yeah, from my side, I would say that it has been really pleasure to work with Deedster. So the level of professionalism and the speed how this has progressed has been really phenomenal. And then for large organization, I mean, we started less than 10 months ago with just idea and thought that maybe we could do something together. And today we are here. So it maybe doesn't sound so much, but actually navigating all the different aspects of this project, and especially with like a cross geographies collaboration, this has been really, I would say, a challenge for us. And I'm glad that we are here now. And also looking back, I realized that we actually never traveled. So there was no travels or anything involved in this project. So even we are 4 countries combined, it has been done fully virtual without any flights or whatsoever.
Amazing. Amazing. That's a sustainable collaboration.
Really. And I'm really eager to see how this app so-called will fly in the society. I really would like to look forward on that. I'm always from this consumer side, so what could we do better for them? What could we like add to the app? How we could communicate in a better way? How we could be like really like supporters and advisors. So this is my thing, that how we could, we already know that app is really good, but how we could even improve it and how it would be more relevant for the this consumers. So this is my waiting for the future, I would say. So the huge work is done, and now, yeah, waiting for the next step. So
thank you. Niklas, do you have anything to add?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only acknowledge what Ragnar just said. Banks are not always recognized to be fast when it comes to development and doing changes and launching new initiatives. And Ragnar's team and SEB over in the Baltic state, they are different. This has been a very fast project. We're launching now again, like a few months later, and just impressed of how fast and flexible we have with about the SEB team. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, everybody, and really looking forward to following this project. Okay, thank you, everybody, and have a good day.
Thank you. Enjoy the day.
Thank you.